Hello, everyone, and welcome to another beautiful edition of Enterprise Charts here at MSME Africa. We basically talk everything entrepreneurship and business. Now, we understand that the recent spate of flooding in Nigeria has left a lot of people counting losses since early October. And as a matter of fact, over 2.5 million people are affected by this flood. Particularly today, we will be looking at what it is on the side of farmers. And we're meeting our guest today, who is Maryam Yakubu. Good afternoon, Maryam.
Good afternoon. Thank you for having me here today.
You're welcome. It's good to have you here. But before we look at the topic of the day, basically, I'd like you to actually briefly introduce yourself and tell us what you do.
Okay, thank you once again. My name is Maryam Yakubu, the CEO and founder of Mainstream Limelight Limited, producers of Mazine Food in Kebbi State, Nigeria. We're into food processing. We package a variety of nutritious food for our consumers.
All right, nutritious. I like that word because I mean anything food. Okay, so but now, what exactly has motivated you to start Mazine Foods?
Okay, I actually realized in Kebbi, people with diabetes, like in most families, there's definitely one person with diabetes, especially the elderly, and we don't have a variety of food here. So I thought of, okay, why not forget food, get maybe grains and different fruits from different locations, then process them and sell them to my people. And that was how it started, really.
Now, moving on, with that said, we're looking at the impact of the flood, particularly how it affects food production. What exactly is this impact of the flood on food production?
Flooding actually affects several aspects of agricultural production and productivity, right? And aside from many disadvantages associated with flooding, the agricultural sector is mostly affected during flooding. Hence, the farmers and economy of the country at large, like everybody is affected. The foremost adverse effect of flood on food production is waterlogging in crop areas, which leads to widespread of damage of crops, impede plant growth, loss of soil nutrients, and damage of crops. And flooding increases of essential food produce, and that's the produce needed for the growth of everyone.
I mean, Maryam, farmers, since the flood started like early October, farmers have been counting millions of dollars in losses. In what ways do you think the government can help mitigate the effects of this flood on farmers as well as prevent future occurrence?
Okay, the government can actually play several roles in the mitigation of the impact of flood among farmers by providing essential measures which could aid in the alleviation of occurrence of flood. One of them is providing improved drainage system. I must say one of the prime causes of flooding poor and inadequate drainage is leading to wrong disposal of waste and accumulation of water after rainfall. Construction of drainages in communities will help prevent the occurrence of this flooding. And secondly, farmers and people should be enlightened on the importance of tree planting on farmlands and advantage of irrigation farming. Awareness should be made concerning poor farming activities, which could lead to erosion, hence leading to flooding as well. And lastly, government should ensure that farmlands are separated from riverine areas. I'm sure this would help a lot.
All right, so I mean, it has happened and it has happened. We're looking for a way forward and, what possible solutions that can come. But what's your candid advice to entrepreneurs who are affected by this? I mean, quite a number of farmers are affected. Everyone is affected technically, but what's your advice to entrepreneurs who are affected by this flood?
Okay, we are all affected, right? And it's really sad. It's really disheartening to see people who have worked so hard to lose lots of millions of naira. Some of them even loaned this money, right? But they shouldn't be discouraged. One, it's a natural disaster, and they shouldn't be discouraged. And entrepreneurs must learn to encourage themselves. I've seen people that took poison and died just because of this, right? But please, they should encourage themselves. It happens, it's a natural disaster. And most importantly, they should think of a plan B, diversify. Think of diversification. Don't just say, okay, I must just be a farmer. No, think of something else you can do. Diversify. I remember myself when business wasn't really going on well, I started to go into consulting. That's diversification. So it has happened. It's heartbreaking, but please encourage yourself. Go into something else you're passionate about, and I'm sure with that you will gain. Sorry, you regain what you've lost.
All right, I think we've actually come to the end of the conversation, but I mean, I just want to get your final words before we let you go today.
Okay, thank you for your time. And like I always say, entrepreneurs should be encouraged. There's always a problem and there's always a solution. We as entrepreneurs, we're solution providers. So you've seen the problem with flood. Definitely, you should be able to come up with a solution. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much for that beautiful contribution there, Maryam Yakubu, founder and CEO of Mainstream Limelight Limited, the producers of Mezinfo. Thank you for joining us on Enterprise Chat today.
Thank you for having me.
All right, this is where we draw the curtain. See you next time. I mean, don't forget you can connect with us on our social media platform on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube at MSME Africa. Thank you so much for joining us. I am Aramde Florenshaw. See you later.
Bye.